Welcome back, Invaders. This is the season finale for season 2. It is episode 7, Convergence for The Last of Us. As always, I am joined by my better counterpart, Brad from Canada. Brad, how are you?
I'm doing well. I wouldn't say better, so knock that off. You're doing a great job, and you keep it up. And yeah, Convergence. What do you think of the title?
I don't know, man. Like at this point, I'm kind of a little bit over season 2. As I was going back and kind of playing the game, I did realize that ultimately, like, you have the big event with Joel.
Yes.
And other than that, until we get to Seattle Day One, Part Two, then like at that point it's a lot of faff, it's a lot of filler.
Yeah, and at the end of this episode, it's like, okay, now it gets interesting.
And that's kind of like I get the haters and what they're saying, and listen, there are some little things that we could pick a million. We could do this a death by a million paper cuts, but
Yeah.
the core story is here, and I think what people don't know because they don't either haven't played the game or have listened to people who have not liked the game is this is more Abby's story than Ellie's story.
The game is yes, and it is, it's that classic tale of revenge, who's right, an
Right.
eye for an eye, everyone's blind. So that's an easy setting, but the problem is you love Joel.
Right.
So you go to hell and back to extract revenge,
Mm-hmm.
like we all would, especially in this lawless land where you can. You know, there's no one to stop you. Honestly, it's just you go do it, and all right, it's done. And yeah, the game is very much Abby's story, and it reminds me kind of as far as Ellie's story. If any, I don't know if there's any wrestling fans, but it's always more interesting to see a challenger climb the mountain
Right.
rather than your hero always be on top. And right now, Abby's kind of on top until you get the rest of her story.
Right.
So, yeah, it was this whole season is a big setup for season 3.
And that's the thing is I think we need to look at the long picture of this, and it's hard to judge it individually on an episode, but we're doing it because we like it.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the big thing is going to be is okay after we've taken that final breath of this, where are we going to be?
Yeah. Well, okay. So where are we at right now? I mean, Dina's hurt.
Yep. We
Been
open with it with Dina with an arrow in her leg,
yes,
and she
and
is panicked.
you cannot pull an arrow out. You have to push it through. I think Rambo taught us that. I don't know if that's real. Um, I'm just
Actually, yeah, it is real.
okay.
Anything with a barb.
Yes.
So it's
Okay.
like if it
That's
gets deep
physics.
enough, yeah.
That's physics. I get that, but I don't know. I've seen so many action stars either break the arrow off or just push it right through and then keep on actioning. And I thought, what, is that true? Yeah.
Well,
So
you push it through, yes. You don't keep on actioning. That's where the problem
yeah,
lies.
you start hospitaling, please. So yeah, Jesse is there, gets the arrow through, bandages her, offers her a drink, and she's like, no, 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 can't drink. Jesse's not an idiot. Uh, kind of susses it.
Mm,
Hmm. But there's other things to worry about right now. Bandages are up, and then Ellie returns. Jesse is not happy with Ellie,
right.
and sh- good
Yeah, I mean, Ellie just kind of
shouldn't be.
bypasses him. I mean, like he does the responsible thing of, okay, what's your horse's name, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
And then she just kind of pushes by him,
To get to
Dina,
Dina.
Dina, Dina.
Yeah. That, which kind of honestly seemed a little forced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, new relationship energy or what have you, but there's a lot of stakes going on. I'm not in the story, so I can't really say how I'd feel, but I was kind of in the story a little bit when I was playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's scripted. You can't go run off and say screw everybody and find Vegas. So he just kind of bypassed, got to Dina, made sure everybody's okay.
Right. And then you were kind of out and about. But of course, Dina wasn't hurt. She was just pregnant and sick, I guess, when in the game.
Yeah, and
But
Jesse and go
we
ahead.
do get we do get a version of kind of the game of learning a little bit of, like, Ellie has done the unthinkable and gone past to where she can't go back now.
She has kind of like there's no return, like
Right.
where she's at.
And that all she has extracted from her was whale and wheel.
Whale and wheel. Yeah. From the young lady who was very infected, and
Nora.
Nora, excuse me, yes.
Yep.
And she has a bit of guilt for it.
Yeah.
Like she had to do this, but she was happy to do it, and she's sad that she was happy to do it.
Yeah, and then she just kind of keeps talking. And this is where
Yeah.
it veers off from the game. Is in the game, Ellie doesn't come right out and say, Dina, this is why.
Yeah.
This is how, this is why Abby's coming to get us and all that.
Right. Of course, in the game, you have 200 hours
Right.
worth of things to do.
Right.
This is very, very truncated. So anyone that complains about it, like, come on,
But
you have to make it cinematic. The game, if you did a shot by shot thing of the game, it would not be fun to watch.
right.
First 5 minutes would be a lot of fun, and then you'd be like, wow, all I really do is go from place to place and kill things.
Mm-hmm.
And it would get very old very quick. Not I'm knocking the game, it's like my favorite game, but yeah, they had to lay it out that, look, this is why, this is what's happening.
Right.
Bang, 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 bang.
But this disclosure changes. Like you can see that Dina's she's still on Team Ellie,
You
but she's
see
also she's pissed.
the subtlety
Yeah.
of, wait a minute, this makes
Like,
sense.
yeah, you guys caused all this.
Yeah, this makes sense of why everything that we're doing. She had a right to do it.
Right.
Hey, wait, was she right? No. Does she have a right? Yes.
Yeah, and that's
As
kind
far
of
as and like I said, an eye for an eye. Everyone ends up blind, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that is the overarching theme of this. So yeah, and an attempt to flee, get the hell out of Seattle, as you're saying, doesn't really go that well. They have to meet up with Tommy.
right. They kind of
And
overhear it on the radio that, or no, I'm sorry, that's a little later, but they had
a little later,
Jesse's basically like, we have a rendezvous point
yeah.
that we have to meet. And before they leave, Dina gives Ellie her bracelet. And then as they're kind of walking, Jesse plays the old Jedi mind trick.
Yeah.
And gets Ellie to admit the pregnancy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we've all used that trick. It works well. But so he's I don't know. It's hard to say if he's angry.
Mm-hmm.
He's angry at the situation. I think he's more put out
Right.
of like, nobody wants to be cast aside for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very much what he's feeling. It's just very okay. I'm here to save your ass, and you don't need me.
Right.
You need me to save your ass. That's all you need me for. So I understand why Jesse has that look on his face most of the show.
Yeah, Jesse has every right to be upset. I mean, like, like his girlfriend, who's no longer his girlfriend, is now pregnant, has
Yeah.
gone on a wild goose chase, and just basically he's trying to save his friends at the same time as be the responsible person that everybody wants him to be.
Yeah. And he has had this new responsibility that he's going to be a father
Right.
thrust upon him. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're
Get the F out of Seattle
right.
because there's like we're done here.
And so they're not necessarily on speaking terms, but they're not getting along, but they have a job to do now.
Yeah.
This is interrupted, of course, by they hear the wolves, and the wolves are basically chasing a Seraphite. I don't want to say kid, but almost teenager.
Adolescent,
Yeah.
not a grown ass person. Somebody easy prey. Does that make
Yes.
more sense? Like just looks like easy prey.
Right.
And well, yeah, they catch it. It that's how they treat them.
Yeah.
Like I'm. It's it it's so barbaric,
I know.
and I don't know what civil what's the word? Being civil. I
Mhm.
want to say civility. That's not a word. Being civil in such a situation, like there's no rules of warfare when it comes to this. They
No.
catch this kid, they strip him, and they drag him out, knowing that like they're not going to do anything good with him because the last time we saw a bunch of Seraphites at the hands of the wolves,
Hmm.
they were beaten to death.
Right.
Some shot, the lucky ones, but beaten to death, left under the idol or the street art of their
Right.
prophet. So nothing's good's gonna happen. And Ellie is very
Wants
a
to
little
intervene. Yeah, she
she
wants to intervene.
wants to intervene and just like, are you stupid? And at this point, yeah, she is stupid.
Right.
But she kicks back like, okay, you know what, we've had this back and forth. Okay. You're looking down on me. I like everything you're doing is awful. Like everything,
Hmm.
I can't do anything right. I'm a bad person because of this, and that. But you just let a child get murdered.
Right.
So piss off, dude. Like
And then this
none of us are. It's like I'm not better than you, but none of us are good. And I don't know. I just I like that.
yeah.
I like that. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm saying we're both shit.
Hmm.
You know, and you can't deny it because you just saw prey dragged off by wolves.
And it's just sitting out there, the tension between the two of them. And then the scene cuts right to Isaac, or
Yeah.
basically the lead up to Isaac. And as this military is gearing up for this offensive,
Yeah,
and basically,
the siege
yeah,
on the Seraphites
we get
to
the
move
I
them.
don't I want to call her, well, I don't, one of the higher management colonels or whatever that we
A
saw
high
from a couple
ranking,
high ranking official.
yeah,
The lady that lost her son to the basement of the hospital.
the
Yeah,
spores, and the potency of the spores when they had to lock them in.
and Isaac is focused on Abby more than he is this offensive.
And the young lady is not happy.
No.
Very, what? Okay, Abby's not here. We don't know where she is. Why do you effing care?
Right.
The
Owen has
people,
gone missing, and now Mel is missing too.
yeah. it's like, okay, like what makes these people so damn special? And Isaac's like, listen, I'm probably not going to survive this.
You're not going to
You're
survive
not going to
this.
survive this. Abby is the only one that can lead
Right.
the strays, which, that's quite the vote of confidence of Abby. But
Mm-hmm.
we know in the game that she's worthy of this
Yes.
badge, this honor. And
And
it,
the thing that you and I know that the viewer doesn't necessarily know is we're going to go back in time a couple days.
yes.
So hopefully we will understand this a little bit better, other than why are they just doing an all out attack? It just kind of seems random and weird.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, because they're doing an attack. What else do they have to do?
Right.
I like they're losing members to the Seraphites, whether it be being killed or being coerced over on another side.
Mm-hmm.
The Seraphites are not going to the wolves, so okay, we need a plan of attack. We're going to wipe out all the Seraphites. Why? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
This is what a military brigade does, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, that was a neat scene. That was a really, really great scene. And then we have
The bookstore,
the bookstore. Oof. Oof.
which is just it's basically a lot more of Ellie and Jesse explaining, yelling, emoting their differences at each other.
Kind of coming to terms with each other, I think.
I do love the book that she picks because I know that book. I mean, I'm a Muppet fan,
Mm-hmm.
but like that's a book that has gone through my entire like my family, myself, my sister, and my brother of what is a monster, and every page that you turn is Grover saying, "Don't turn the page. It's the monster."
The monster.
And it's
I
basically like baiting you to not to just put it down, walk away, put it down, walk away.
and when someone tells you don't do it,
You do it.
you gotta do it.
And then ultimately the conclusion of the books is the monster is you.
You do.
And this is the story of Ellie of like you're chasing the monster, you're chasing the monster, you're chasing the monster. By the time you get to what you believe is the monster is you.
You're the monster. It's undefinable. Like
Yeah.
you can't argue it.
Yeah, and you have this huge debate between Jesse and Ellie about what community is. And Jesse tells his backstory as well as the community of Jackson.
Yeah.
And Ellie just basically just turns on him and says, "Yeah, well, I watched my community die in front of me."
Yeah. And at that point, it's like
She's
knife
not
in the
wrong.
heart.
Right.
Yep. You're right. You are right. You should be doing this. I was almost convinced that you shouldn't be doing this. And then we were there with you. You need to do this. You need to finish this. You need to follow this through.
We then get news on the radio that the wolves are, they're breaking radio silence because there is a sniper that has them pinned down in the marina.
A sniper, you say?
Which instantly both Jesse and Ellie are, oh, no, it has to be him.
That's
It has
Tommy.
to be him. It has to be
That's
Tommy.
That's Tommy. Tommy taught me how to shoot. He's the best
Right.
sniper we have. Yeah, that's what he did in the military. Guess what? Let's go get him.
Yep, they get up to an open spot and they find basically an almost lookout so they can kind of see and surveil.
Yeah, gonna assess the situation. What can they do?
Right. At which
then
point we have another
what do you
difference. We have another difference of opinion.
Well, Ellie gets the eyeful of the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
and the whale, and realizes that Abby is in the aquarium.
Right.
So, hey, you go do you. I'm gonna go do me.
And then there's the fact, well, what about Tommy? Tommy will be fine. He'll make his way back, and
Yeah.
this is what Tommy would want. And
Yep.
there was a lot of projecting of what everybody else wants or doesn't want on.
Yeah.
Uh,
I need everyone to want me to do this so I can do it.
right. But before that, Ellie is trying to play Jesse's words against him, and
Yeah, in
she
some
brings
really
up,
good writing.
yeah, she's basically like, well, you voted for this and this, and is basically trying to use his Boy Scout uh a
Mentality.
bit mentality against him, and that's when he drops the bomb of her of I didn't vote for
I
you.
didn't vote for you.
Everything
I,
you do is for you.
yeah, and that's not community. And my community was killed.
Like me, yeah, and they then go their different ways. The what little light we did have um, is basically gone. Ellie has found her way to the shore, and she sees a boat, and then
It was scary as hell, man. You ever been
it's
on one of them boats?
a single prop. I
Yes.
mean, like, if I'm on a lake, I love it. I don't want to
Yes,
be
totally.
anywhere near waves or anything
Waves,
like that.
new, 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 and that was just tense.
Yeah.
And it was very beautiful to watch.
Well, there's the great reveal of you have one light and then all the lights.
And all the lights.
So like she's like, oh, I can take care of one. I can shoot my way through one, and then all
And
the lights come
then
on.
75 of them. It's like,
Yep.
okay, all right.
And we see
Well,
the mysterious coolers being loaded onto, which
yes. Ugh. If you played the game,
you play the game.
play the game, everybody.
And ultimately Ellie waits and all the boats leave and there's a boat left for her.
Yeah. She makes her way through, not unscathed. Very much not unscathed.
Yeah, you have this kind of perfect storm event where it is she,
Jumps the
obviously,
boat.
yeah, like she pops a boat, like you're supposed to go right into the wave. You're not supposed to
Yeah, she did.
sideswipe
And I
it.
was looking at that. I'm like, you're doing it wrong.
Gets tossed over, loses consciousness, and wakes up on the beach. The beach. I don't. This is the weird, difficult part.
The seashore of the aquarium.
Well, it is the Seraphite first.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. This kind of threw me a little bit because Seraphite's grab her.
Well, she washes up on shore. The boat is there as well, and she's kind of coming back to consciousness and looks up, and there's a little child,
Mm-hmm.
a creepy ass little child.
No kidding. Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she's taken in by the Seraphites, and they are restraining her, and basically they have the thing that she has seen before, which is the bonfire and the noose.
Yeah, they intend to hang her and disembowel her.
And the
And that
sickle knife.
freaking kid is on board with all of it.
Well, yeah, he is the judge, jury, and not the
Yeah.
executioner, but judge and jury. He gets to
Yeah.
make, which is basically like, I get the writers and they're saying of the cult like aspect of it, and
Yeah, very much.
the tough part is when the children themselves, like, it's one thing for an adult to evolve into an ideology.
It's another for when something is born and bred
Yeah,
and led to believe nothing but, so much to the point that disemboweling somebody does not make a 3-year-old squeamish.
right.
But spoiler, she doesn't get killed because the attack is happening.
Right, and we hear
attack.
the almighty horn of the Seraphites,
They
and they panic over what's going on at their village.
Yeah. So they leave Ellie not hung, not disemboweled,
Hmm.
and they scatter, which means they are very also well trained.
Right,
I say trained because okay, you hear that noise, you had something to do, and then they just bail on everything and not worry about it. So
oh man, well,
Ellie is lucky.
Ellie is lucky. She scrambles, gets back to the boat, and next thing you know, we are at the aquarium.
Yeah. Now this is a scene from the game which is really powerful.
Well, the good thing is they skipped a scene before it,
Yes.
and we are Animals 2, uh, season 2, nothing, where we have the survival of the, the the horse Shimmer,
Yes.
and we have the survivor of Alice the dog, who we do get to see is nowhere near the aquarium, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
So we have not killed any animals in the making of this second season. However, we come to Ellie skulking around. I love how they took their time with this, of basically
Yeah.
her seeing like that people are living here and they're all set up here and following footsteps.
This is a
And
base camp. Like
yeah,
this is not just a stop by. This is like, okay, we're here. We're
and we
here.
come across Owen and Mel from the Wolves,
Mhm.
arguing, and even arguing about Abby.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty common thread.
Mm-hmm.
That Abby gets a lot of leeway, so she must be really good at what she does.
Right.
But Ellie sneaks up on him, and there is that great, "Oh my God, it's you!
Right.
What the fuck?"
And this is where we see Ellie trying to be Joel and failing at it yet again.
Yeah, show me where Abby is. Point
Yeah,
at the map.
and she tries to do the old Joel trick, and I mean, ultimately, Owen realizes what's going to happen.
Yeah, you point at the map, and then she's going to point at the map, and you better both point at the same thing,
Right.
which is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in the game, and it
Mm-hmm.
worked out so badass in the TV show too. It was so great. But Owen's not having it, and he goes for his gun.
Ellie, in fright,
Yeah,
fires one round. Right, basically one
yeah,
round
one round, and it goes through
goes
Owen's
through Owen.
jugular, and then strikes Mel.
No,
She didn't want to kill them. She was
no,
I don't know. She was okay with him being dead, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to have to do it. She wants to kill Abby.
but it's weird because, like, you would have thought after the turn of killing Nora that she would have been almost bloodthirsty at this point.
Unless she is just so heartbroken that she doesn't want to do that again. Or you know what? It's not like she shot Nora. It's like she tortured her,
Right.
and that's heavy.
Yeah, and then you have
Speaking of heavy,
the scene now of Nora, who realizes that she's not going to make it.
Mel, not Nora.
Mel, I'm sorry, Mel,
Yeah,
and reveals her pregnant belly and basically like begs Ellie to basically cut the child out of her
yeah.
to
Cut
try
the
and
baby
save
out
the
of her.
child. And Ellie
Well,
is just terrified.
yeah. I mean, at that point, you can't really say, "Hey, listen, if this baby comes out, it is not going to survive because of A, B, C, and D. It is just, oh my God,
Yeah.
one shot is snuffing up 3 people."
And this is the tough part. Like, the game does it in a completely different way, but
Yeah,
has
it does.
ultimately the same outcome.
Yeah.
Um,
What did it better?
it's
I think the game did it better.
I did too because it takes a little of the onus off of Ellie.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're watching us, I mean, you've seen it. So
Mhm.
basically, in the game, what happens is Owen kind of goes for something and is almost accidentally shot
Yeah.
by Ellie. At which point, Mel comes after her with a knife
Yeah.
or a scalpel or something along
It's,
that.
like, an edge something or
Yeah,
other,
and it's
and
basically a struggle, and which ends up in Mel being killed, and then the reveal of the pregnancy is there.
yeah, it's not so much of the, like, save the baby, or anything
Right,
like that, but it is just kinda like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" Shit.
right. But you almost have. I think it's a little better in the game that you have her accidentally kill Owen and
Yes,
purposely kill Mel, and
because
then
she's
have to
defending
deal with
herself.
it. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas in this, you have her almost purposely killing Owen and accidentally killing Mel.
Yeah, it didn't have the same punch.
Yeah,
It
and
was good.
then
Like,
yeah,
I didn't
and
I wasn't mad at it or anything like that, but it just I mean, you're always gonna compare it to the game for
yeah,
and the people that haven't watched,
and
or
the and
excuse
the
me, played the game, that's gonna be tough.
and the character is, you mean, the character of Ellie is now shook. Like she
Very much.
is just absolutely in
Beside
panic,
herself.
and luckily for her, we Tommy kind of finds him.
Yes. Unluckily for Jesse.
Well, yeah, they all find each other, and they kind of, the scene goes back to the theater where they're having a little bit of a come to Jesus moment of the three of them, Tommy, Ellie, and Jesse, trying to
Hey,
put some stuff aside.
yeah. Shit happened. We can't worry about that right now. We will definitely worry about it later. But
Right,
right now, there's a task at hand, and that's survival. We're in enemy territory. Like, nobody, we can't convince anybody that we're here to join the wolves,
right,
even if like they get caught. So it's like, we got to
right.
get out of here.
So Tommy leaves Ellie and Jesse. Basically, they're in the main room of the theater. Tommy
Yeah.
goes up to the lobby, the box office. At which point there is, I think we hear a struggle. Do we hear? We don't hear necessarily hear a gunshot, do we?
No, we don't hear a gunshot. I don't believe so.
We kind of hear like a struggle or
Mm.
like things banging and stuff like that. To which instantly Jesse and Ellie draw their guns and go running.
Bolt, they're ready. And then, bang.
Door opens and Jesse is leading the way head first, and he catches one right to the dome.
Yeah. And then
Ellie ducks
we,
behind the counter, and we basically see that Abby has Tommy subdued.
yep, and is ready to extract
Mhm.
more revenge. You know, it is
Ellie,
such a vicious cycle. It's a back and forth and back and forth and back
right,
and back and forth and forth. Uh, and so, I mean, it is not a lesson. I mean, everyone knows that, extracting horrible revenge. The best revenge is living well, shall we say? But it is very apt, and they punch it home really well. Honestly,
yeah.
I like the way they're doing it.
Well, yeah, it's some things are left out that are in the game, and that's the way that they're doing it, or the way that they go about it.
Yeah,
And basically, Abby has the blood curdling line of, I let you live and you wasted it.
I let you live, and you wasted it. That's a great line. I do like that.
Yep.
It's like, I wasn't there for you.
And then basically, we hear a bang, at which point we don't know where that bang comes from, and then
Nope.
we have the next day with Abby waking up.
But it's not the next day.
Well, it's
You just muted.
it's day one, so we go back in time.
Yeah, so it's not the next day. It is the previous days of Seattle, day one. As Abby wakes up, looks over all of the Brigade of Wolves
who have taken over the stadium up there, which is
taking over the
very, very
stadium.
clever.
Yep. And now going forward,
We have Abby's story.
we have Abby's story. And we're going to see that in season 3.
Yep. So the questions we have is who shot
Who
in the
shot?
theater?
Who shot first? Did Hand shoot first or was it Greedo?
Yeah. I mean, it is, you know, is Abby the one that shoots? Could it be Dina? Could it be, who could it be?
Could it be a guy breaking in? Could it be,
Right.
could it be anything? You don't know. You don't know. And guess what? We're going to completely forget until season 3 comes around.
Which
But
is
we'll probably play
so
this video
far.
again, so
Yeah.
we'll jog some memories.
But ultimately, yeah, I think season 2 is a setup.
Season 2 is a complete setup because we've said this before. If you played the game, 7 episodes was not going to do this game justice.
Right.
20 episodes was not going to do this game justice for a season 2. And good. I want this to continue. I want this story told.
Yeah, I think that I think that there's a way to do it. I hope that they can end in the 4th season being the end.
Yeah. Don't drag it out. Don't Walking Dead this thing. Don't.
Yeah, and
It should be a beginning and an end.
And I think the tough thing is I know the one guy, like the main drunkman, is he does take criticism personally. He does take it a little bit, a little bit harsh, and I'm curious how he's going to react to the fan reaction of this season.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of tough when you like something and you think you did your best work and then everyone shits on it except for you and me.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Druckman, we are fans.
We are.
I'm enjoying what you did with the game, and I love your casting choices, and I'm not worried that Abby is not built like a truck, and I'm not worried that Ellie doesn't look frame for frame like her counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're telling a great story, and I want you to keep telling it.
And that's ultimately all we want is good stories. So
Good
what
stories.
what are your theories? What do you think is going to happen in the 3rd season? Where the priorities of the storyteller is going to take this? How many seasons do you see it happening? Feel free to throw anything you want in the comments, whether you agree or disagree with us.
I've got a question.
Go ahead.
Anybody throw a comment. Have you played the game?
Yes.
I want to know of who is watching this that has not played the game. I don't know. I think watching this when not playing the game would be tough.
Yeah.
And I think for some people watching this, being big fans of the game, would also be tough.
Well, I had a good friend who watched the 1st season, and as it ended at the end, that's when she stopped. And I'm like, so after that, like it sent her the wrong way.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's one of those things I was just like, no, but if in the game, she's like, I didn't play the game. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah.
We'll see how this whole thing turns out. But feel free, like and subscribe. Check out all of our other videos on our Scene Invaders channels. And then tune in for our weekly podcast with the entire crew.
Yes, please. Well, thanks for doing this, Dave. This was a lot of fun.
Brad, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate everything. Then we'll see you guys on the other side.
We'll see you next season.